Hey guys, Tim here from Droid Life. Today we're going to be taking a peek at the Studio 5.0 CHD and the Studio C Mini from Blue. Blue is a company that is based out of Miami, Florida, and what they do is they design these Android-powered devices and then they are manufactured in China and then brought over here to the US for pretty cheap off-contract alternatives to, some of the more popular flagship devices from Samsung, Motorola, LG, etc. These devices, are usually priced around $200 or so, or even lower, $150. And some of their high-end devices around $299. But usually the specs are decent. But of course, you get what you pay for in terms of specifications. But most of them can be found on Amazon.com and places such as that. But these are two new devices, the Studio 5.0 CHD and the Studio C Mini. So we just got them in the office here, and so we wanted to take a peek. So let's take a peek at the Studio 5.0 CHD first. Specs. First, I was going to talk about the packaging. Pretty like plastic up here, and then this is more of like a tin material. Then they print the specs right here on the back side, which makes it easy for me. So the display is a 5-inch HD, so 720p IPS technology. Has a quad-core 1.3 GHz CPU processor, 1 GB of RAM, 8 megapixel rear-facing camera, and a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. This does not have 4G LTE, so it only has HSPA+, probably on T-Mobile and AT&T, although that is an AT&T logo right there, I would say. 1080p video recording with the 8 megapixel camera, I would hope so, that's good. Has a micro SD slot for up to 32 gigs of storage, so say a lot of the new flagships we're seeing these days are capable of carrying up to 128 gigs, so again, with the corner cutting, this one is only able to do 32 gigs. This is actually these two of these devices are actually some of the first I've seen actually come running Android 4.4 KitKat instead of Jelly Bean, which is all like upgradable to KitKat. So to have these out of the box, out of the tin, I should say, running Android 4.4 is, I want to say, impressive. And as you can see, designed by Blue in Miami and assembled in China. So let's take a peek here. What we got? I undid the sticker to make this easy on myself. You know how embarrassing that can be. But oh my! So as we can see here, this is quite the pink device. Maybe they knew that they were sending it to Droid Life and they were like, oh, we're gonna need to send them a pink one, which I don't mind. Pink is nice. Yes, very pink. There's that 8 megapixel shooter with LED flash. Speaker right here on the bottom side. Branding's very minimal, just a single blue kind of metallic logo on the back side there. On the side here we have a power switch. On the bottom, a microphone. On the left side, volume rocker up and down. On top is the headphone jack and mini USB. Kind of interesting to see it there on the top, but let's take this off. Alright, so here's that 5-inch HD display. You got a nice pink speaker grill right there. You got some sensors right here. That 2 megapixel front-facing camera on the bottom here. It does have capacitive touch buttons, unfortunately not on screen. I may throw them a request like, hey, let's see you try on-screen buttons, because I think that would be much nicer. So we have the regular Android settings, home and back buttons. Let's take a peek at the box. I would power it on, but I have a feeling there is no battery in this. It feels kind of light to me. Oh yeah, so these backs are removable. And as you can see, there's no battery. So it does have a dual SIM slot, and there's your micro SD card right here. So let's find the battery. Does come with a nice little cover, which is pink. It matches the phone. That's nice. Alright, here we go. Here's the battery. So let's pop this out. We'll pop that in there, and we'll get it powered on. That way we can take a peek at the UI. Before we go any further, power it on here. So there's that booting. Let's see what else we got in the bag here. Or the box, the tin. Micro USB, power adapter for your wall charging needs. Oh, lovely, a little blue. And then here is some Blue branded headphones, which is nice, and they got some different earpieces as well. User manual, and as well as this, kind of a glass, not glass, but plastic screen protector. So that's lovely. Thank you, Blue. We'll throw that back in there. Put that on top. We'll cover this back up. So let's take a peek here at the UI. First, let me try and see if I can jack up the brightness for you. Pretty standard Android, I would say right here. So, ooh boy. All right. Okay. So, oh, we got some Chinese stuff going on here. No way. Is this real? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to excuse my laughing, but the display, okay, they were just screenshots. The display from what they were showing looked quite poor. like worse than little QHD, but this is actually much better. I was worried there for a second that something was wrong. This doesn't look too bad though. Alright, so that's as bright as it goes. As I said, pretty standard Android UI here. As you can see, it's pretty stock. There's not a heavy skin on it. This is your standard Android pull-down system, so it does look to be running KitKat with the white icons, but let's confirm that. We'll go into About Device. Alright, so there it is, Android 4.4.2. So, confirmed. No on-screen buttons, like I said, it's capacitive. But pretty much your standard Android UI and functionality. There is a text messaging app as well as Hangouts, so that's neat. I haven't seen the standard Android text app for quite some time, ever since Hangouts took that job over. Oh my, standard Android music player too. This is crazy. All right, so I'm gonna have to probably dive in more into that, but so here's your pink Studio 5.0 CHD. Again, you're gonna have to excuse my laughter. I thought for sure that the display was worse than worse when it first booted on, but instead they were just showing me screenshots of what the UI was going to be, so I take back all my laughter. I was really worried. Take a look at the Studio C Mini here. So basically, kind of the same device, except a mini version, and unfortunately they kind of miniaturized the specs as well. I will say that the quad-core processor that's in here is more than likely a MediaTek processor from China, not Snapdragon, you know, not anything, not Tegra 3 or 4 or anything like that. Gotta keep the price low. Again, same packaging as the Studio 5.0 CHD. 4.7-inch IPS technology, so it's not even claiming that it's HD. So I'll try and find specifics, but it's not 720p apparently. Quad-core, 1.3 gigahertz, probably MediaTek processor. 4 gigs of internal memory. It doesn't even say it has a gig of RAM, so maybe 512 megabytes of RAM. 5 megapixel rear-facing camera, 2 megapixel front-facing. 4G HSPA Plus, again, none of these devices have 4G LTE, micro SD up to 32 gigs, and comes running Android 4.4 KitKat. So let's take a look at this one. I will say I do like the look of this one just a tad bit more. It's white instead of pink, which is, so it does have this kind of nice white, you know, exterior, and then you have the black front, which is kind of nice. 5 megapixel rear facing, LED flash, again, minimal branding with the blue metallic logo. External speaker right here. Volume rocker and power switch are on the same side, unlike this one where it only has the volume power switch. And then, so on the left side here, this one's totally bare, and this one has the volume rocker up and down. So, minor exterior differences. Again, this one has capacitive buttons, front facing camera right there, little blue logo at the top. We'll take a peek inside. This one again comes with a case, which is lovely. Has the battery here, which we'll throw in just so we can take a peek at the UI for this one as well. Again, removable backs. Maybe it'd be cool if they could sell some different backs for it, like carbon fiber or wood, maybe. That would be sweet. Let's take a look at that. So, single SIM, looks like. Nope, dual SIM setup, just like the other one. Micro SD right there. And so dual SIM, so good for international use. All right, we got that popped in. Again, headphone jack 3.5 millimeter, micro USB charging point on the top there. So let's power it on. And just like the last one, oops, pressing on the volume rocker, excuse me. And just like the last one, this one comes also with headphones. Oh, it's like a little, the talking ones. These ones I won't say are as high quality feeling as the last ones. See if I can focus on this, but not very good. Sorry, trying to focus. There we go. These are just pure plastic. The other ones had fillings, you know, to feel good in your ear. These ones I probably might hurt myself. USB charger and the adapter and the glass protection right here. So that comes standard on most Blue devices from what I've seen. I've handled a few and all of them have the glass protection. So let's power this one on, and here's that 4.7-inch display. This one doesn't have the crazy startup with the screenshots, which scared me a little bit, but this one pretty much shows the same UI. Definitely running Android 4.4. Confirm that is 4.4.2. Yep, there it is. Do the thing there. Yep. So there's KitKat for you. This one actually has kind of a neat little wallpaper. Yeah, as you can see, this is definitely KitKat. Again, I'm pretty sure these are the first Blue devices to ship with KitKat out of the box, so that's kind of a big deal, considering that most of them ship with Jelly Bean and then are upgradable to KitKat. So either way, if you guys have any questions about these devices, again, this is the Studio 5.0 CHD and the Studio C Mini. I'd love to try and answer them if I can. All you guys have to do is throw your questions down in the comments below and try my best to get them answered. Again, no LTE specs, could use some upgrading, but again, the prices are so cheap. I don't have this prices in front of me, but the devices were just announced. They're going to be on Amazon. I'm sure this one, without knowing and guessing, I would say around $200 for this one, and then $175 about for this one. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. And until then, enjoy life. Peace.